Hey mamas, how y'all doing? So today we're talking about boundaries, right? She came up to me with the idea, Ma, let's talk about boundaries because I can't even go to the bathroom in peace without the kids. What else can't you do without the kids, like right there?
Everything. Talk on the phone, do homework, have a FaceTime call with my therapist.
Well, guess what? You guys see where we are, right? Ask me where her boundaries are. Could you go over a little bit? Please give me some space.
I was so close.
Okay, that's good. Thank you.
So I have a problem with boundaries. Like, I found myself looking for her in this house.
Oh boy.
And then I know she's in the bathroom. So I waited by the bathroom door. And then I realized I'm doing the same thing that my kids do. The only difference is I didn't open the door and just come in there with her. I was going to start talking to her through the door, but I instantly felt like, if I don't want my kids to do this, maybe I should stop doing this. So it's never going to stop parents. I'm telling you why it's different. Growing up, it was only me, you, and Crystal. There were no boundaries. If you were in the tub with your candles lit,
There should have been boundaries.
I could just come in there and talk.
There should have been boundaries.
There should have been. And that's what we're going to talk about today. How can you all create boundaries? Because we had to learn.
Give me some suggestions how to create this boundary.
We create our own boundaries as we go. Sometimes I'll start talking about stuff and you like, nope.
That's conversations when we're talking about us and our spouses. I'm talking about if I'm in the restroom, using the restroom, I hear little footsteps going in circles out by the door. And I'm thinking it's the dog, but then I open the door and it's and ask me what she wants. What do you want? That's so important.
I didn't even know what I wanted at the time.
Not a god daggone thing. Nothing. What is the problem?
I acknowledge it.
Okay.
I am. Even when she ain't here working, I'm like, I'm worse than the kids.
Oh my gosh. I'm working.
What time do you get off?
Are you on the phone? Yes.
I didn't travel 5 hours here to watch her work. I'm just saying. Like, I keep making this complaint, thinking that maybe she would say, okay, I come here like maybe once every 3 months, take a couple of days off.
That's a lot, right, guys?
Okay, so just driving here, I said, I wonder when we're going to stop going back home so often. Maybe it's when we get our own home.
It's going to take you about 1.5 years to get used to it, settled.
We've been there for 2 years, though.
Yeah, I mean, but now you guys are going to have a home that you guys have built from scratch, and you guys are the first people in there. You guys get to make it your own. You're not going to want to leave. That's going to become your haven.
I hope
you know
so.
what I mean? You're going to find things to do out in the yard. You may want to plant a garden. You know what I mean? You're gonna find projects to do. Trust me, you're gonna find projects to do.
I already have a list.
See, so it's there's not gonna be. Maybe you'll miss me then. We can still FaceTime.
I mean, we do that because you're a voyeur. Boundaries, right? So
I'm not a voyeur.
Just because I'm on the phone talking to you and I say something interesting, I automatically hear this in my ear. Boop, 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 boop. She's FaceTiming.
Because you have my grandkids there, and if they're doing something funny, I want to know what they're doing.
Okay, I would have called you on FaceTime if that was the case.
No. You know why she doesn't want to do FaceTime a lot of times? Because she knows that I'm going to say something about the condition of her surroundings. And you try to hide it.
I do. I clean up once a day. If my kids decide they're gonna drop this there, throw that there, toss this there, guess what? It's gonna stay there until tomorrow when I clean up again.
I can't. But here's the thing. I know we're joking about the boundaries thing, but I like it. I like it.
I'm ready to grow up. Like I am. I'm ready to grow up and not be like, oh, I want to go home. I need to go home.
You know, my mom was like, I think I was closest to her whenever I was pregnant. You know how you get close to your mom when you're pregnant. But she's not here anymore. So I used to say, gosh, I wish Ashley would detach a little bit, and I wish Crystal would attach a little bit. But now it's like I know where I fit in both of you guys' lives, and I appreciate that. Like when I go to Crystal's house, I ask, is it okay if I stay for a little while? Because she loves to just be by herself, and I had to learn to allow her to be that.
Yeah, because I still get offended.
But you can't, because she's not. See, you still see her as your little sister. She's almost 30.
I know.
So we have to allow her to be herself. And I have to allow you to be yourself. And I'm learning from both of you guys. So, and to go further, I have a blended family. And I learned it first with her and her sister, because it's like when you walk into somebody's house, some people, they will only allow you into their foyer, right? Some people are on their front porch, right? Some people allow you into their living room, right? Some people allow you into their kitchen to come sit at their counter or whatever and relax. Each step is a more intimate step.
Right.
And that's what I'm learning with all the kids. You have some that will some of them just allow me on the porch. Hey, how you doing? Right. You know what I mean? Still cordial. Some of them allow me inside their foyer area, you know, and maybe a little sitting area there where we can sit and chat, you know, and I'm metaphorically speaking. And then some allow me in the kitchen where we just kick it and have fun. And then this one, you know, she's in the most sacred part of my house. But I'm good with that because it's the energy that each of them allow. I vibe off of that. So that's how I respect each and every person's boundaries, and that comes by watching and paying attention and understanding what each of you guys need. You're all adults. So I have to see you guys as adults with your own lives, not just the kids that I knew.
Yeah, because I can be a little bit like Velcro.
You can be. But I know when you need it most. And that's basically when you do it, when you really need it.
Like how in the beginning I was sitting right here.
Yeah.
I'm lonely.
But, you know, yeah. So, and you'll get the hang of it with your kids.
So that's some advice on how to create boundaries with your adult kids.
Yes.
Now that we have little kids, because you still have Manny who needs the boundaries.
Needs to know not to come in the restroom when I'm in there.
Right.
Or when I'm showering or bathing.
I have fear that for Emmanuel and my boys, when they get older and they start becoming really interested in the female body, that they won't be impressed by anything.
It's not a bad thing, because now they won't go out if they see some girls with boobies.
That's my point. You know how there's some teenage boys, you know, they're getting at this point expelled from school for slapping butt or grabbing girls up. I don't fear that our boys will do that because they've seen the female body, clothed and unclothed, mine have fed my kids, so like you got to respect these as something. They're
Right.
not for you to grab up.
Right.
Although me and
That's a
Royce
good
are
point.
still creating that boundary.
Yeah, you got to work on
Yeah. But I don't think that they're gonna see a teenage female body and feel like I have to touch that. It's not yours to touch. And I feel that way because I see my mom, and I'm not trying to grab her up. So anyway, how can you create some boundaries for your younger children? Let's start off with, some people believe that when they have kids that are 10, 11, 12 years old, oh, nap time they're too old for naps. Okay, they may not want to take a nap, but you need to create an hour of quiet time.
Yes.
It's quiet time.
That's it.
I don't care if you are staring at the wall. There's no phone, there's no TV. You're in your room. Quiet time. If they don't want to go to sleep, make them read for that hour. But it is quiet time. You look at your clock. Oh, okay, it's 12:30. Everybody siéntate, Salento.
See what?
Salento.
Silencio. Salento.
Well, I
They're
gotta
not
work
about
on
to
that.
whip in their name. We're not talking about Salento. What language is that?
I'm about to work on it because now I'm going to be the Spanish teacher too. So, silencio, siéntate in silencio for however long you need it to be, and then at that moment you're getting your quiet time.
Yeah.
You are catching up on whatever you couldn't do earlier, or you are enjoying the quiet time by being quiet also. But that's a boundary that needs to be created because your kids should not be running around your house all day long. There has to be a time for calm.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It also teaches them patience.
Because they know at this time, all right, we got to be quiet. It's going to be for an hour.
Yep.
And guess what? If in that hour you may hear them crying or laughing or talking, it ain't silent no more. Now that hour has extended for another 15 minutes. And I guarantee when they see that that hour is now longer because they didn't do what they were told the first time, they're going to learn how to be quiet in that 1 hour time.
Yeah. That's a good one.
So how do you feel about closed doors?
Closed doors as far as the kids, I'm not in agreement with under certain circumstances. Closed doors with adults, it's a different story. So when you talk about the kids closing their doors, I don't see that it's necessary unless they may have to change clothes or if they want to just close the door for their hour of quiet time. You know what I mean? But just because they get pissed off with mom and they want to close their door, why?
I allow Reagan to close the bathroom door when she showers and her room door if she's changing clothes. But don't lock the door.
Okay.
I don't really have a door closing problem right now, but I think that's because of the age.
Well,
You may
Reagan's
have to-
situation is different. And like I said, it goes back to knowing your kid. She's just extremely conservative. And you don't want to break her will. You know what I mean? That's something that you don't want her to feel forced upon.
Right.
So I understand that. Want to know what my fear is with Emmanuel closing his door? The self-discovery. It's not a fear. It's like, do I want him to start discovering himself now?
Get ready. That's going to be the difference of you raising girls and now you raising a boy. I always recall that that scene on Bridesmaids when she's like, my sons are disgusting. I can crack the sheets, just crack. Okay.
All right. So there may be a challenge enforcing these boundaries. My elbow's on her boob. So you may have to find yourself enforcing them. Consistency is key. Consistency is key, okay? Whenever they start easing across that line, guess what you have to do?
Or else you're gonna have a 30-year-old grown up.
Poor thing. Love you, Ash.
I don't want to be Velcro anymore. Create the boundaries or
Help me help her.
I moved 5 hours.
Oh my
away.
God, I just